Thailand Open. We'll link the interview at the end of this video. You can check it out. So he's a very strong player. His highest rating is close to 2300. He brings his bishop to b3. What a decision. Very nice point is that if Amruta takes the bishop on e3, then after fe3, the bishop and the rook will look towards the f7 pawn. Amruta takes on e3, fe3, and she's not very happy with that move because she had forgotten about the f7 pawn. Nevertheless, this is a decent decision by Amruta. She is losing the f7 pawn because if she defends it by rook f8, there is rook a7, so she has to go for activity. She plays her bishop to c5. That's a good move, attacking the pawn on e3. Now Louie has to decide, should he take on f7 with his rook or with the bishop? With the bishop is a check, with the rook there is a chance for a discovered check. Which one to do? There's not much time on the clock. Both players are close to 1 minute on their clock. Louie takes on f7 and Amruta plays her king to h8, and now rook e1. This is a passive move. If Amruta plays her rook to f8, that would be a good idea. Also rook d2 is possible. You see in the opposite colored bishop endgames, 1 or 2 pawns deficit is often not the most critical factor. Rook to d3 has been played and the bishop comes to e6, attacking the rook on c8. Is this going to be enough for white to win, or does black have good counterplay? Rook f8 by Amruta, bringing her rook into the game. Lot of tension and nervousness here. Now Louie plays pawn to g3 and Amruta snatches the pawn king to g2. Now rook f2 can be a very interesting idea, getting in with the rook and then saving the back rank there. But Amruta blunders here. She moves her bishop and Louie instantly takes the pawn. This position is now lost. She has just blundered the pawn there. She was in fact doing quite okay after getting that active play. But this mistake is now decisive. Bishop e3, the bishop comes back to c4, rooks are traded. This time 2 pawns are going to be a bit too much to handle. Bishop d5, Louie takes the practical decision now of going for a rook trade with rook a8. Here he exchanges the rook, takes. Amruta knows that the position is lost. Both players give a smile, but it's not so simple with the opposite colored bishop endgame. King to c5. Well, pawn pushes ahead and Louie playing quickly there. He knows that he's got the win. a4, bishop f2. King b5, and now the pawn is just running through. As you can see, the Chessbase India Chess Club is open for everyone, but we have some really strong players who visit, and players of all levels get to play here and improve against opponents. Amruta resigns and Louie has won his game. It was a very, very intense game. Amruta is unhappy that she blundered, but that was a very, very nice encounter.
Oh, this one was yours.
Yeah, King H3.
Bishop
Bishop यहाँ पे था ना, ये तो
I know, but my back rank is weak.
बट चेक के साथ आ रहा था ना, बाद में you could have pushed this at 6.
हाँ मतलब yeah, that's what.
But you had the very
This is a
strong
very good one. Bishop
Yeah, but
E3.
your own